Before you decide these creatures can't possibly be real, look a little closer. Somewhere on Earth, there is a frog so transparent you can watch its heart beating through its skin. A tiny sea slug that steals venom from one of the ocean's deadliest predators and turns it into its own weapon. An octopus that quietly glides through a world so deep that almost no human has ever seen it alive. And perhaps most unbelievable of all, an animal whose bizarre face has left scientists debating one simple question for decades. Why would evolution ever create something that looks like that? These aren't movie monsters, AI creations, or prehistoric fossils brought back to life. They're living animals sharing our planet right now, each equipped with abilities so extraordinary they continue to challenge everything we thought we knew about evolution, survival, and nature itself. But here's the twist. The further we count down, the stranger these creatures become. Our number one animal possesses a biological ability so incredible that researchers believe it could one day change the future of medical science. Once you see it, you'll never look at the natural world the same way again. Before we begin, I have a question for you. Which animal do you think looks the most unreal? A creature from the deep ocean, the rainforest, or the frozen wilderness? Leave your answer in the comments before we reveal the list, and let's see how many people guess correctly. If you're fascinated by the incredible mysteries hidden in nature, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more breathtaking wildlife documentaries every week. Now, settle in, because these are the 10 animals that look too unreal to exist. 10. The Ice Age survivor with the strangest nose on Earth. At first glance, it looks less like a real animal and more like a creature designed for a science fiction movie. But this bizarre-looking mammal is very real. Meet the Saiga Antelope, Saiga tatarica, one of the last surviving animals from the Ice Age. While mammoths and saber-toothed cats vanished thousands of years ago, the Saiga somehow endured, carrying one of evolution's most extraordinary designs into the modern world. Its most striking feature is its oversized, flexible nose. Far from being a deformity, this remarkable adaptation acts as a natural air filtration system. During summer, it filters thick clouds of dust as the herd races across the dry steppes. In winter, it warms freezing air before it reaches the lungs, allowing the Saiga to survive temperatures that would challenge many other mammals. Standing up to 32 inches tall and weighing as much as 150 pounds, the Saiga roams the grasslands of Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and parts of Russia. It lives in enormous migrating herds, feeding on grasses, herbs, and shrubs while relying on incredible speed, reaching over 50 miles per hour, to escape wolves and other predators. Females often give birth to twins, helping the population recover after harsh seasons. Scientists believe the Saiga has changed remarkably little for tens of thousands of years, making it a living window into Earth's prehistoric past. Despite surviving dramatic climate shifts, it now faces its greatest threats from habitat loss, disease outbreaks, illegal hunting for its horns, and human activity. Thanks to international conservation efforts, some populations are beginning to recover, but the species remains vulnerable. Perhaps the greatest mystery is why evolution gave the Saiga such an extraordinary nose when no other antelope developed anything remotely similar. Even after decades of research, scientists are still searching for the complete answer, and that mystery makes this Ice Age survivor even more remarkable. 9. The sea creature that looks exactly like floating seaweed. If you swam past it in the wild, there's a good chance you would never realize it was an animal at all. Drifting effortlessly through underwater forests, the Leafy Seadragon, Phycodurus equus, is one of nature's greatest masters of disguise. With delicate, leaf-like appendages covering its entire body, it resembles a piece of floating seaweed far more than a fish. Found only along the southern coast of Australia, this extraordinary marine species typically grows up to 14 inches, 35 centimeters, long, and spends its life gliding through kelp forests and seagrass meadows. Unlike true leaves, its elaborate appendages serve only one purpose: to fool predators. Hidden beneath the disguise is a slender body propelled by nearly invisible, transparent fins, allowing it to move so gracefully that it appears to drift with the ocean currents. Leafy sea dragons feed mainly on tiny shrimp, mysid crustaceans, and plankton, sucking their prey into a long tubular snout with remarkable precision. They have no teeth and no stomach, forcing them to eat almost constantly to meet their energy needs. Their exceptional camouflage protects them from larger fish and seabirds, while their keen eyesight helps them detect even the smallest movements in the water. Perhaps their most astonishing behavior occurs during reproduction. Instead of the female carrying the eggs, she carefully transfers up to 250 bright pink eggs onto the male's tail, where he protects and oxygenates them until they hatch. This unusual parenting strategy is shared only with their close relatives, the seahorses and other sea dragons. Although harmless to humans, the leafy sea dragon faces increasing threats from habitat destruction, coastal pollution, warming oceans, and climate change. Protected under Australian law, it has become a symbol of marine conservation. Yet one question still fascinates scientists. How did evolution produce such an incredibly detailed disguise that even experienced divers can swim past without noticing one? Nature may still be keeping some of its greatest secrets beneath the waves. 8. The mammal with 22 fingers on its face. Imagine an animal that can identify and capture its prey in less than a quarter of a second, without relying on its eyesight. It may sound impossible, but the star-nosed mole, Condylura cristata, possesses one of the most extraordinary sensory organs ever evolved. Its bizarre star-shaped nose isn't made of fingers at all, but 22 fleshy appendages packed with over 25,000 microscopic sensory receptors, making it one of the most sensitive touch organs in the entire animal kingdom. Found in the wetlands, marshes, and damp forests of eastern Canada and the northeastern United States, this small mammal measures just 6 to 8 inches, 15 to 20 centimeters, long and weighs only about 2 ounces, 60 grams. Nearly blind, it spends most of its life tunneling underground or swimming through shallow water in search of insects, worms, snails, and tiny crustaceans. Using its remarkable nose, it can inspect dozens of objects every second and identify edible prey in as little as 120 milliseconds, making it the fastest known mammalian forager on Earth. Its broad, paddle-like feet transform it into an excellent digger, while its dense, water-repellent fur and ability to trap tiny air bubbles allow it to hunt underwater with surprising efficiency. Solitary for much of the year, the star-nosed mole communicates through scent and subtle vocalizations, raising a single litter of young each spring before the juveniles quickly become independent. Despite its alien appearance, this remarkable mole is completely harmless to humans and plays an important ecological role by controlling insect populations and aerating wetland soils. Fortunately, it is currently considered a species of least concern, although habitat loss and wetland degradation remain ongoing threats. Scientists continue to investigate one remarkable mystery. How does its brain process touch information so quickly that it can make feeding decisions faster than the blink of a human eye? Even today, this tiny mammal continues to redefine what evolution can achieve. 7. The tiny sea slug that steals deadly venom. At first glance, it looks like a delicate blue jewel drifting across the ocean. But beneath its beautiful appearance lies one of the most astonishing survival strategies in the animal kingdom. The blue dragon, Glaucus atlanticus, is a tiny sea slug that doesn't produce its own poison. Instead, it steals venom from some of the world's most dangerous marine creatures and turns those weapons against its enemies. Measuring only 1 to 1.5 inches, 3 to 4 centimeters, long and weighing less than an ounce, the blue dragon floats upside down on the surface of tropical and temperate oceans around the world, including the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. By trapping a tiny bubble of air inside its stomach, it drifts effortlessly with ocean currents, where it searches for venomous prey such as the Portuguese man-o'-war, bluebottles, and other floating jellyfish. Instead of being killed by their powerful stings, the blue dragon carefully consumes their tentacles and stores the undischarged stinging cells inside specialized sacs located in its finger-like appendages. These stolen weapons become even more concentrated than in the original jellyfish, allowing the slug to deliver an unexpectedly painful and potentially dangerous sting if threatened. Its silver underside blends with the bright ocean surface when viewed from below, while its deep blue back disappears against the sea when seen from above, a remarkable form of camouflage known as countershading. Although harmless if left undisturbed, the blue dragon should never be handled because its sting can be more powerful than the prey it consumes. Despite its incredible adaptation, this species faces growing threats from ocean pollution, plastic waste, and changing currents driven by climate change. Scientists are still trying to understand one remarkable mystery. How can this tiny animal safely transport and control stolen venom without poisoning itself? The answer could reveal biological secrets unlike anything humans have discovered before. 6. The living fossil with a jaw that shoots forward. It looks like a monster pulled straight from a science fiction nightmare, yet it has been lurking beneath the oceans for more than 125 million years. The Goblin Shark, Mitsukurina ostoni, is one of the rarest and most mysterious sharks on Earth, earning its eerie reputation from a long blade-like snout and a jaw that can suddenly shoot forward to snatch prey in the darkness of the deep sea. Growing between 10 and 13 feet, 3 to 4 meters, in length and weighing over 450 pounds, 200 kilograms, the Goblin Shark inhabits deep waters across the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, typically at depths of 650 to more than 4,000 feet, 200 to 1,300 meters. Its soft pink skin, caused by blood vessels visible beneath a thin body covering, gives it an almost ghostly appearance unlike any other shark. In the deep ocean where sunlight never reaches, speed is less important than precision. The Goblin Shark feeds on fish, squid, and crustaceans, using highly sensitive electroreceptors on its elongated snout to detect the faint electrical signals produced by hidden prey. Once a target is located, its elastic jaws launch forward in a fraction of a second, extending several inches beyond its head before snapping shut with incredible accuracy. Few predators roam at these depths, leaving adult goblin sharks with little to fear beyond larger sharks and occasional whales. Little is known about their reproduction because encounters are so rare, making nearly every observation valuable to science. Despite their terrifying appearance, goblin sharks pose virtually no threat to humans due to the extreme depths they inhabit. They are currently considered relatively stable, although deep-sea fishing and habitat disturbance may become increasing concerns. Perhaps the greatest mystery is how many goblin sharks still patrol the unexplored depths of our oceans, because scientists believe we've only encountered a tiny fraction of the population hiding in one of Earth's last great frontiers. 5. The primate with the world's creepiest finger. At first glance, it looks more like a creature from a horror movie than a real primate. But the Dobentonia madagascariensis, is one of evolution's most extraordinary masterpieces. Its enormous eyes, constantly growing teeth, and hauntingly thin middle finger have earned it an undeserved reputation as a symbol of bad luck. In reality, this bizarre animal possesses one of the most specialized feeding techniques ever discovered in the mammal world. Found only in the rainforests of Madagascar, the measures about 14 to 17 inches, 36 to 44 centimeters, in body length, with a bushy tail even longer than its body. As a nocturnal primate, it spends nearly every night climbing through the forest canopy in search of insects, fruits, seeds, nectar, and fungi. Its oversized ears detect tiny movements beneath tree bark, while its unusually long middle finger taps rapidly across branches, listening for hollow spaces where insect larvae are hiding. Once it locates its prey, the eye uses its ever-growing rodent-like incisors to chew through the wood before inserting its slender finger into the narrow tunnel to pull out the hidden grub. This remarkable feeding method, known as percussive foraging, is unique among primates and has often been compared to the ecological role of a woodpecker. Solitary by nature, eyes communicate through vocal calls and scent marking, with females raising a single infant after a long gestation period. Despite its frightening appearance, the eye is completely harmless to humans and plays an essential role in maintaining healthy forests by controlling insect populations and helping disperse seeds. Sadly, habitat destruction and centuries of superstition have caused many individuals to be killed on sight, leaving the species endangered in parts of its range. Scientists still wonder how such an unusual combination of rodent-like teeth, bat-like ears, and a skeletal finger evolved in a single primate, a mystery that continues to make the eye one of nature's strangest survivors. 4. The smiling creature that can regrow its own body. Imagine losing a leg, part of your heart, or even sections of your brain, only to grow them back as if nothing had happened. It sounds like science fiction, yet the axolotl, Ambystoma mexicanum, has turned this astonishing ability into one of the greatest biological mysteries on Earth. With its permanent smile and feathery external gills, this remarkable amphibian has become a symbol of regeneration unlike any other vertebrate. Native to the ancient lake system of Xochimilco in Mexico City, the axolotl typically grows between 9 and 12 inches, 23 to 30 centimeters, and weighs up to 10 ounces, 280 grams. Unlike most salamanders, it never fully transforms into an adult land-dwelling form. Instead, it remains aquatic throughout its entire life, a rare phenomenon known as neoteny. Hidden among underwater vegetation, it feeds on worms, insect larvae, small fish, crustaceans, and mollusks, quietly sucking prey into its wide mouth with remarkable speed. Although its eyesight is relatively poor, the axolotl relies on sensitive chemical receptors and subtle water movements to locate food. During the breeding season, males perform intricate courtship dances before females lay hundreds of eggs, ensuring at least some offspring survive in the wild. But what truly fascinates scientists is its incredible ability to regenerate entire limbs, sections of the spinal cord, heart tissue, and even parts of the brain without leaving scars. Researchers around the world study this extraordinary talent in hopes of unlocking new treatments for human injuries and degenerative diseases. Despite being one of the most famous amphibians on the planet, the axolotl is critically endangered in its natural habitat due to pollution, habitat loss, invasive fish, and urban expansion. Ironically, millions exist in laboratories and aquariums, while only a tiny wild population remains. Scientists still cannot fully explain how the axolotl regenerates such complex organs with such precision, a biological secret that could one day transform the future of human medicine. 3. The deep-sea octopus that flies through the darkness. More than 2 miles beneath the ocean's surface, where sunlight has never reached and the pressure could crush a submarine, lives an octopus that seems almost too adorable to be real. The Dumbo Octopus, Grimpoteuthis species, gets its name from the pair of ear-like fins on either side of its head, resembling the famous flying elephant. But beneath its charming appearance is one of the deepest living and least understood octopuses on Earth. Depending on the species, Dumbo octopuses typically measure between 8 and 12 inches, 20 to 30 centimeters, although some individuals can grow much larger. They inhabit the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans at astonishing depths ranging from 10,000 to over 23,000 feet, 3,000 to 7,000 meters, making them the deepest living octopuses ever recorded. Instead of jet-propelling themselves like most octopuses, they gracefully flap their soft fins while gently steering with their webbed arms, conserving precious energy in a world where food is scarce. Their diet consists mainly of tiny crustaceans, worms, copepods, and other deep-sea invertebrates that they swallow whole. With few natural predators at such extreme depths, Dumbo octopuses rely on camouflage, slow movement, and the darkness itself for protection. Unlike many octopus species that reproduce only once before dying shortly afterward, female Dumbo octopuses can carry eggs at different stages of development and lay them whenever environmental conditions are favorable, a rare adaptation that increases survival in the unpredictable deep ocean. Because humans rarely reach these crushing depths, Dumbo octopuses remain largely untouched, although expanding deep-sea mining and bottom trawling may threaten their fragile habitat in the future. Every expedition continues to reveal new species and behaviors, reminding scientists how little we truly know about life in the abyss. Perhaps the greatest mystery is how these delicate animals thrive under pressures more than 600 times greater than those at sea level, a secret still hidden in one of Earth's last unexplored frontiers. 2. The bird that looks like a living dinosaur standing motionless for hours with an enormous prehistoric-looking bill, the shoebill, Balaniceps rex, appears less like a modern bird and more like a dinosaur that somehow survived extinction. Its piercing stare, towering height, and slow, deliberate movements have earned it a reputation as one of the most intimidating birds on Earth. Yet behind its fearsome appearance lies a patient hunter, perfectly adapted to one of Africa's most challenging wetlands. Reaching up to 5 feet, 1.5 meters tall, with a wingspan exceeding 8 feet, 2.4 meters, and weighing as much as 15 pounds, 7 kilograms, the shoebill inhabits vast freshwater swamps in countries such as South Sudan, Uganda, Zambia, and Tanzania. Its massive shoe-shaped bill, which can measure nearly 10 inches, 24 centimeters, long, is powerful enough to seize slippery prey in a single lightning-fast strike. Remaining almost perfectly still, it waits for fish, lungfish, catfish, frogs, snakes, and even young crocodiles to come within reach before attacking with astonishing precision. Unlike many social birds, shoebills are highly solitary and communicate mainly through deep, bill-clattering sounds that echo across the marshes during courtship or at the nest. Pairs usually raise only one chick, even though 2 eggs are often laid, ensuring the strongest offspring has the best chance of survival. Their exceptional eyesight allows them to detect movement through dense aquatic vegetation, making them one of the most efficient ambush predators in freshwater ecosystems. Despite countless internet myths, shoebills are not naturally aggressive toward humans and rarely attack unless threatened. However, habitat destruction, drainage of wetlands, illegal wildlife trade, and human disturbance have caused their numbers to decline, leaving the species classified as vulnerable. Scientists still debate how this extraordinary bird evolved such a uniquely oversized bill, and whether its hunting strategy has remained largely unchanged for millions of years. Looking into its ancient eyes, it's hard not to wonder if we're witnessing a glimpse of Earth's distant, prehistoric past. 1. The transparent frog that lets you see its beating heart. Imagine looking at a living animal and watching its heartbeat without making a single incision. It sounds impossible, yet the glass frog, family Centralenity, turns this astonishing vision into reality. With skin so transparent that many of its internal organs are visible, this tiny amphibian is one of evolution's most breathtaking masterpieces, and perhaps the closest thing nature has to an invisible vertebrate. Most glass frogs measure only 1 to 3 inches, 2.5 to 7.5 centimeters, long, and weigh less than an ounce. They inhabit the humid rainforests of Central and South America, from southern Mexico to Ecuador, Colombia, Peru, and Bolivia. During the day, they rest motionless beneath broad green leaves, where their lime-colored backs blend perfectly with the surrounding vegetation. At night, they emerge to hunt insects, spiders, and other tiny invertebrates with remarkable speed and precision. One of the glass frog's most extraordinary adaptations was only recently understood. Scientists discovered that while sleeping, the frog can temporarily hide nearly 90% of its red blood cells inside its liver, dramatically increasing its transparency and making it far more difficult for predators to detect. This biological trick was once thought impossible because concentrated blood cells would normally form dangerous clots. Researchers are now studying this unique ability in hopes of advancing treatments for blood disorders and improving our understanding of human circulation. Male glass frogs are devoted parents, often guarding dozens of eggs attached to leaves above streams until the tadpoles hatch and drop safely into the water below. Although completely harmless to humans, many species face growing threats from deforestation, climate change, pollution, and the deadly chytrid fungus that has devastated amphibian populations worldwide. Even after decades of research, one mystery remains. How can a vertebrate become nearly transparent while keeping its organs fully functional? Hidden beneath a leaf in the rainforest, this tiny frog continues to challenge everything scientists thought they knew about the limits of evolution. And there you have it, 10 incredible animals that prove nature's imagination is far greater than anything humans could invent. From an antelope that survived the Ice Age to a transparent frog that reveals its beating heart, each of these extraordinary creatures reminds us that our planet is still filled with mysteries waiting to be discovered. Now it's your turn. Which animal amazed you the most? Was it the venom-stealing blue dragon, the prehistoric-looking shoebill, or the unbelievable glass frog at number 1? Let us know in the comments below. We read every one, and your choice might even inspire a future documentary. If you enjoyed this journey into the wild, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue creating high-quality documentaries that bring you the most fascinating animals, hidden wonders, and scientific mysteries from around the world. And if you know someone who loves wildlife, evolution, or unbelievable facts, share this video with them and see which creature leaves them speechless. Until next time, remember this. The greatest mysteries on Earth aren't always hidden in space or lost in history. Sometimes they're quietly living all around us, waiting for someone curious enough to notice. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.